there's a danger. There's a very real danger and reality of being ashamed of the gospel by which you're saved. It's bizarre. It's twisted, and we know it. It's incongruent with what we find to be true in our hearts, and yet we sound it out and find it. Notes where we're ashamed of this very thing that took us from death unto life and took us from the sense of meaningless and darkness into light and eternal hope. It rises up within us. The enemy is always there stirring it up within us. He heaps upon us the scorn that we will also meet in the world in which we live in. He heaps upon us the scorn for the very message that we bring and the very hope that we claim. And Paul said the message of the gospel was to the Jew an offense. They considered it something scandalous. He said to the Greek in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, it was to the Greeks, it was sheer nonsense. It was utter foolishness. And we feel that. We sense that. We're aware that people scoff, and their heart scoffs against the very message that we want to bring to them. We can be ashamed of the gospel because of its sheer simplicity. It's very straightforward answer to the chief problems that people have. You can talk to an individual and they're lamenting problems in our society, and we're listening to them and we're wanting to find a way to converse with them, but our minds are decoding the situation. Our minds are taking it all the way back to the ground floor, and it's this. It's just that people are sinners, and they're lost, and they're selfish, and they're separated from God, and they're removed from His grace, and they don't live in it. And even when they want to and they know what is good and right to do, they don't have the power to sustain it, and they fall back upon their sinfulness. And you know what they need? They need to be forgiven, and they need to find life in Jesus Christ, and they need Him to live in them and give them the grace and power to live the kind of life they can't live without Him. And well, it's going to go on like this until there's a preponderance of people that are trusting in Him, or until Jesus returns. Do you ever say that to anyone? You know it, you decode it, you know that's the answer. But you say, yeah, it's really a confusing time. Yeah, it's a difficult age in which we live in, and you don't say anything to them because you know the answer you want to give them is so simple that they won't listen to you. You don't share it with them because you know that it's not sophisticated. Your answer is not going to be sophisticated enough or intellectual enough, or it's not going to be politically adept enough. Or, the Greeks heard Paul preaching. They were all these great philosophers. They heard him preaching in the marketplace. Eventually they pulled him aside, the leaders, and said, explain to us what you're telling everybody else. But this is how they described Paul. He said, he seems to be some babbler of some strange religion. This is just a bunch of gobbledygook. And that's what it sounds like, right? And you know what? You know it. Oftentimes that's what it sounds like. That's what's going through. There's so much other noise in their heads that they're looking at you strange. And we're ashamed because we know that modern people think that we're not very modern, that we're just bringing before them antiquated notions of sin and judgment, of wrath and hell and heaven. And we feel ashamed because they've laid stereotypes on Jesus and stereotypes on us. And, we kind of feel like we better not say anything because we'll just confirm their stereotypes.